Are you living in the city right now?
Yeah, a few blocks away from here, just in downtown Toronto. Yeah.
How are you liking it? Surviving?
Yeah.
Surviving?
Just best as I could, just like everyone else. Just coming out here.
I just filmed the whole intro and now I have to redo it because I accidentally deleted it. I got one question for y'all. What's your purpose? In grade 12 philosophy, I learned this one thing from that class, and it was this quote from Socrates. This quote pretty much explained to me why I think so much, why I analyze everything. An unexamined life is not worth living. I feel like everyone is living empty lives without a purpose. I believe that everyone is put on this earth for one thing, and that is to fulfill their purpose. And until their purpose is fulfilled, they'll be a lot more easier on themselves and a lot more free-minded. Now, when I think of my purpose, I think of to create atmosphere, to create messages and stories through videos, create emotions and feelings. That's what I think. And whatever I do in life, no matter what, I'll be happy if I continue to create. My mom always told me I was the creative one in the group, so I guess that's all I need to say. If my mom said it, then it has to be right. Finding purpose is hard, man. I think I found mine, but I was curious. There's so many people around us, so many strangers with so many different stories to tell and different things they want to do in life, different aspirations, different goals. And I wanted to know. So I asked them, what's your purpose?
I'm asked, will as they come, they feel it get numb. You think you got a little buzz, so now you can't get stoned.
Hey, what's your main goal in life? Is there one life motto you live by?
Oh, that's a good one.
It's a deep question, man. It's hard to say for me right now. I'm at a point in my life where I'm just kind of still discovering myself, trying to figure it all out.
My aspirations are to teach people to cook healthy food.
Why do you think it's so important to eat healthy and stay healthy?
Well, especially now more than ever. It's illness prevention, it's longevity, it's feeling good, it's everything. It's literally a lifestyle.
We're both in nursing, so
nurses.
Our goals are to be nurses, to be the best nurses we can be.
Why did you choose the occupation of nursing?
I have a heart. I have a big heart. The heart to care for people. I think that's what it is.
Hospitality in general?
Yeah.
Like business infrastructure for the banking industry.
Awesome. And do you love what you do?
Yes, I do.
What do you love about it?
It's more techy. Plus, it makes you feel like you're important in the company. Make me feel more satisfied because I feel needed.
I think my main goal is to just be happy wherever I'm at. I right now go to school here, and I just published a book, and that's going well. So I'm just trying to vibe wherever I'm at and just enjoy it fully. And I think that's just what you're supposed to do.
What's your book about?
My book's a poetry compilation. It's called Small Stumbles and Tumbles. It's just a book about life and how the human experience is different for everyone, and just how I interpreted the past couple years of my life and growing into kind of being an adult now.
So I suppose for me right now, I've probably been on a path for the last few years to become a web developer. So I used to work in a call center a few years ago, even though I had a degree in economics and a master's in economics. So I was this is ridiculous. I have more potential than this. I lived here in Toronto the summer of 2018. I did a 10-week coding boot camp. Halfway through that, I was I don't think anyone's going to hire me as a web developer after just 10 weeks.
Yeah.
So I moved back to Ireland and studied for a year. And then I was looking for a job, and I got hired by this company to do web development. But then they had no work for me, so I used to just sit at home. So I started recording web development videos. Did that for 10 weeks, and I actually published a course online. It was free, and while it was free, 10,000 people signed up.
Awesome, bro.
Yeah, so my course in the top 12 in Udemy in the web development section.
Are you in school or anything?
No, I'm working now. Well, actually, I just quit my job a couple months ago.
What was your job?
I was in marketing. I was a designer. I work corporate life and agencies, but I kind of want to rediscover myself and kind of pivot. Spend a couple of years in marketing, advertising, you realize it's really not for me, per se. And trying to transition to something that's working for people, product design, tech and stuff like that.
With this, you've closed the roadway from marketing and you want to get into more production. What's the next step, man? What are you doing to find yourself?
Well, I'm doing a boot camp course right now, create some knowledge and just trying to build up myself before I jump back into the real world, working world.
And how old are you, if you don't mind me asking?
I'm 35.
You're 35, so getting laid off at 35, were you in any sort of panic? Did you feel oh, what am I going to do now? Or did you kind of have a vision of, okay, I got this?
Yeah. All of my savings back in my home country when I moved in here was all gone. It's basically starting over when I moved up in Nova Scotia back then. I don't have that much of money. And it freaked me out.
What are you doing over here painting? Is this like you're just alone time?
Yeah, man, I'm just trying to vibe, right? Like I make TikToks. I just decided to see where today would take me. I didn't have work, I didn't have school, so I just thought like grab my canvas. I like painting, and I was like, why not just go down to the lake? Grew up on a sailboat, so like it's always nice.
Water. I mean, you're a poet, so is water like a symbol of something?
Yeah, water is like it's the most important element in my view, right? Without it, we kind of don't exist, right? If this planet didn't have water, there'd be no living and no organisms. But also, like, I'm Indigenous, so water in general is very important.
Awesome.
Yeah, so it's about really just evolving and changing and taking that as it comes.
If you had one goal that you want to reach for, I believe that we all have small goals that reach for one big goal, like one big dream. What's your big dream?
Honestly, suppose right now, if I'm being honest, maybe it's a sign I bumped into here today, is that like to become like a talented web developer, software engineer. Like if you think about it, I used my life savings through the coding boot camp at Brain Station down in Toronto summer 2018. Then like I moved back to Ireland, you know, which isn't easy because I love Toronto. I was here for 2 years. I love the city, it's so beautiful. So if I'm being honest, my goal is probably that, to become a web developer. And yeah, so this is the whole point. I've been out for a walk because these guys have offered me the job. I haven't formally signed a contract yet. It's like all I want to do is get a web developer role. I just couldn't get one, and now bam, the universe has just laid it on my feet. And instead of being like, yes, my chance finally here, I'm like, oh my god, I have to leave Toronto again.
Wait, why do you have to leave again? I didn't catch that part of the story.
Because the role I was offered is supporting a team in Paris, so I have to move back to Dublin if I take it. Well, Dara, like, this is what you've been working towards. So now I'm like, damn, what do I do? So that's why I'm out walking. I'm trying to figure it out, actually.
Bro, you move back and forth from Dublin to Toronto. I don't think it's something new, man. I think you should just go back and pursue your dream.
Nothing new under the sun. Nobody fucking with sun.
So are you guys in school right now?
Yeah, online.
You should be doing your work, but you're taking pictures on the gram.
You gotta remember who you
Oh,
are.
put the glasses on. Put the glasses on.
Yeah.
We're gonna flex on them for a bit. Hold up. Do you think that this schooling was a waste of time, or do you think that it would help you and benefited you in your career?
I think everything that you choose to do isn't a waste of time unless you let it be.
Facts. You heard it here first.
Looking back on it, it's like everyone coming out of high school, it's like so hard to say what you want to do for the next couple of years afterwards, right?
Were you confused when you got out? Or did you have some sort of goal?
I had an idea of what I wanted to do.
You didn't really have a goal. You kind of jumped into whatever you thought was right, and now you're like, fuck, okay, maybe not, you know?
Yeah.
And switching ways.
Yeah, it's like at my age, like myself and like I know so many other friends are like in a similar position where they kind of jump into university, they take 4 years, maybe even longer, doing something they're not even sure if they wanted to do in the first place, and they come out of it and they're like, fuck, I want to like change my life. It's just so much learning that happens in the 20s. There's so much self-discovery.
You said you're in school, eh? Which school
I'm at York for film production.
Nice.
I was debating whether I should go to film school or not. Freelance or film. Yeah, I need structure. That was my main thing.
Really?
And once I have structure, surrounded by film producers and editors and all these aspirations and stuff, then I started becoming a better, filmmaker myself. I believe the history of your film, you become more innovative because you know what it's already done. What's your advice for people that are contemplating decisions, and how do you make decisions on your own?
This decision's harder because the last few decisions I felt were more clear cut. Am I ever going to move abroad if I don't do it now? I was like mid-20s, lost my job, all my friends were going, if that's not a sign to move to Canada, then what is? In my mind for years I'd always been thinking like web development, but my career was going places. I was like, you know what, it's too late now. And then suddenly my career wasn't going places. So there's been a clear direction of travel here about like, Dara, you're clearly trying to be a web developer, like the study, the part-time course, the boot camp, the 1 year, you only move back to Toronto to get experience. So maybe it's a sign I'm after bumping into you guys today. It's
Look,
like,
man,
it's like, dude, you got to do it.
I believe that everything happens for a reason. Is there one life motto you live by?
Oh, that's a good one. I don't know, follow your heart maybe, because like you'll regret it if you don't.
I don't know if it's anyone's actual quote, but my quote would be like, I don't think there's a reason, if you care enough about something and you're like, passionate enough about it, I don't think there's a reason that's gonna hold you back. Like, I think you can kind of do whatever, and as long as you're like driven and not really like scared to fail, then you'll get there.
With failure, sometimes it's a fear for me, and when you overcome that and you kind of use failure and mistakes as like things to push you forward, it's just pushing your story forward, like another scene in life.
Trust yourself. Everything happens for a reason. That's life.
That's one of my mottos. Everything happens for a reason. Yeah. A quote from J. Cole is, it's beauty in the struggle, ugliness in the success.
My boyfriend just got that tattooed.
No way.
Right here.
What a coincidence,
He put beauty in the struggle.
That's amazing.
Yeah. That's what
I want to get it right here. That's my goal. Yeah. I want to get that, and unexamined life is not worth living.
The best way to predict the future is to create it. And it sounds scary, but A lot of people just wait for stuff to happen, but the way you make it happen is just go for it.
I wanted to do this back in March, asking people what their life goals and passions were, and then Corona stopped it, and now I'm here a whole half a year later, and I'm finally doing it. And I just started a podcast. I felt like I need the equipment. I'm like, I got a microphone, I got a camera. That's all I need to start something. And I took a break from YouTube, and now I'm getting back on it. What do you do this poetry for?
I think it's a healthy mix, right? I want to be able to connect to people and let them know that like their experiences, they're not alone, right? And to be able to reflect inwards and see that it's gonna get better, things are gonna get easier, and like life is just gonna throw you curveballs here and there, and to take it as it is, and no matter where you come from or where you're starting or where you're going, it's gonna be okay.
I think me and you share a lot in common with writing things out in order to like cope with it. I feel like when you see your thoughts on paper, you have a better understanding of what's going on in your head. And so we understand why we're here, why we're living, right? My main thing is why did I meet you today? Why am I doing this here? And it's fun doing it because I feel like everyone has their stories. I mean, once I saw the canvas, I'm like, this girl's interesting. She's cool.
Yeah,
she's cool.
It was cool meeting you, right? Like I saw the camera and I was like this dude's cool. He's definitely here for like a purpose, and just talking to you like off camera and on camera, I can tell like you're a solid man, right? You know where you're going, and definitely like the unexamined life is just not, there's no purpose to it, right? You got to look into it.
And we got matching jean jackets.
Look, it's the return of the Mr. Burn suckers, not herpes infested, just perfectly.
I'm at my old high school right now. These are the bleachers where I filmed that water bottle skit. These are the bleachers where I found out I won the trip to Banff. I'm coming back here, it's like a handful of memories everywhere. First fight I watched was right over there. So, what's your purpose?
Never knew a nigga that was better. Revenue, I'm good.
Thank you so much, eh?
Hey, have a good one.
Anyways, thank you guys so much.
You can follow me on Instagram at Meals by Taya.
Nice to meet you, bro.
Yeah.
Even if you mess up, there's still time. There's so much time.
That's cool. Thanks. See, bro, you're the best interview of today.
Oh, sick.
Yeah. See, I saw it in you, bro. Yeah, it's super nice now. I mean, we were here since 3. Surprisingly, I think I got a good amount, to be honest. Like.